Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to State of the Grizz, Episode 3. We are here on Wednesday, April 15th, 2020, bringing you the latest and greatest information from Gutman Community College with this virtual show that we've created specifically to keep our community up to date and in the know about the latest and greatest goings-ons at the college and in our city. I'm happy to be co-hosting this with Dean Charles Pryor, the Dean of Student Engagement from the Division of Student Engagement at the college. And I am Nestor Melendez, your Director of Student Leadership and Campus Life. And Dean Pryor, how are you on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon?
I'm doing fabulous. Good afternoon, and welcome everyone to our State of the Grizz address for Wednesday, April 15th. I am excited that you all are here, and I want to give a shout out to those that are not able to watch us today live, but will watch the recording of this over the coming days. It's always a fantastic opportunity to, really take this time and hear from students, also give you a little bit of an update of what's going on at Gutman and in and around New York City. So I want to start with a little bit of housekeeping stuff and reminding everyone to complete your census. It really is the mechanism by which the local and federal government dictate how aid and federal funding is allocated across the country. So stand up and be counted. Please note that your immigration status, income, none of those things matter on the census. What is most important is that you get yourself counted and the members of your family. So after you do your census, please reach out to somebody else and complete one. Yesterday, the governor of New York issued an executive order that those of us who are essential workers, those of us who need to travel and go into different establishments and organizations are going to now be required to wear a mask. So just, further want to reiterate, you really should only be outside and traveling if you are an essential worker or in case of emergencies, obviously. But if you do need to go to a grocery store or some other establishment, please make sure that you have materials at home to make a mask or masks themselves. Many establishments I know in my neighborhood are not allowing people in. There are lines outside that, so that they can practice social distancing, they can limit the number of people that are coming in and out of the store. And while you're online, they're checking to see that everyone has a mask on. So please do yourselves a favor. Obviously, stay home. Only leave home if you have to, if you're an essential employee. And if you do need to go out, recognize that you need to have a mask on. The other thing I want to say is I want to, especially for our students and your families, those that are essential workers, I want to send a big thank you to you from me, on behalf of the college, on behalf of my family, because we wouldn't make it through this pandemic without the service that you all are providing. Those in healthcare, those in police forces, those again working in the grocery stores that are ensuring that people have the resources so that they can stay at home and be safe in that space. I thank you. We really do appreciate the sacrifice that you are making for the greater good, and we recognize it. And I just again wanted to give a shout out. As you know, this is the middle of, well, toward the end of spring break. So I hope that you all have taken some time to reflect, taken some time to sit back and enjoy the things that you can, but also still engage in healthy social distancing and healthy behaviors while you're home. Maybe catch up on reading, catch up on a show. But spring break is typically a time of reflection, and I hope that you've been able to do so that you can fully immerse yourself back into your academics starting Friday the 17th. So please, if you haven't, please, make some time for yourself today, and so that you can jump back into your academic life healthy on Friday the 17th. Also, just want to remind folks that we do have two guests today. Ms. Courtney Stevenson, she's our Associate Director of Counseling Services and Wellness Clinician at the college, and she's going to talk to you about the services that are available to you and also some programs that are available to students through our wellness office. Next, and definitely but not least, is Mr. Luis Gutierrez. He's Assistant Director for our Office of Accessibility Services, and he is also here to talk to you about the services available through his office, but also a number of programs that the Office of Accessibility Services is running and managing. And just want to remind you, just because we are learning in a distant space and we are doing virtual connection and engagement, doesn't mean that we can't connect and build new good habits and also maybe some new connections and networking. You have a phenomenal opportunity ahead of you to leverage the use of technology. As people say, this is the new normal, but what's really happening now is we're really starting to craft what possibly, is going to be a shift in how we engage one another, how we commute or telecommute into our work and workspace. So, leverage the technology, learn as much as you can about how to engage and also how to build your network. Last housekeeping piece, I just want to remind folks that your local food banks are open. So if you or your family or if you know someone who's struggling with food insecurity, please remind them that New York City food banks are open so that they can reach out and get the support that they need. And also, while I'm sure you all know that Gutman continues to have laptops available to you, if you email the help desk and reach out informing them that you need one, so you can come down and get one. But if you have students in your household, or again, if you know someone who has students in their household who are in the K through 12 system in a DOE school, there are laptops and computers available to those schools. So have them or yourself reach out to your local school, and we actually have some information on our website about this so that those students can reach out and get the technology that they need. And again, want to reiterate about our laptop loaning program that I mentioned a few seconds ago, but I can't stress it enough that we're here for you, we got your back, and we want to make sure that you have all that you need so that you can be successful. Last but not least, in regards to the DOE and what's available, in addition to the food banks, the DOE schools are giving free breakfasts and lunches to anyone who wants and needs them. So if you need a meal during the week, you can visit your local schools, those that are lunches and breakfasts, and they will give it to anyone. They're not proving IDs. There's no need to apply. You simply have to show up and you will get a meal. So again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Give a shout out to those that are going to watch us a little bit later. And I'm excited about the show that we have in front of us because it's a fantastic opportunity to learn a lot more about what's going on on campus, and we will continue to do this on a weekly basis. So I want to kick it to Nestor, who will introduce our first associate that's going to be joining us today. And I just want to say, Courtney, thank you. You really kicked off, you and accessibility, which is why we're starting with your two offices today. Your two offices really kicked off our virtual programming agenda and really talked about how to continue to engage our students. So I want to publicly thank you and accessibility and Crystal and Lewis and the leadership there on really kicking us off in a way that I think will really will continue to resonate with our students, but really kicked us off on a positive note.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and represent wellness and tell everyone some of the services that we're offering. First off, as most of you know, wellness, we provide mental health counseling for students, and even though we're not in the space, our services are still available, and we are providing telecounseling. Students can schedule a session by emailing us at wellness@gutman.cuny.edu, And then from there, we will set up on whatever platform best suits their needs. Let's use video chat as we, even though we can't be with one person, seeing each other's faces definitely helps. If video chat is not available, then we will use telephone and any other means. So if you are concerned about privacy or how we might facilitate that, please still reach out. We will make something work. We're definitely here for you and want to provide any kind of support that we can. In addition to just our ongoing telecounseling services, we are offering a few programs. The first one began last week, or actually both of them began last week. The first one is our virtual yoga and mindfulness, and that's in collaboration with the Women's Resource Center. And yep, there it is. What you can do, you can go to that link and you will log in with your Gutman email address, and then you will be taken to a private YouTube link where you can watch 2 videos. The first 2 have already been posted, so you can watch them anytime. Each video will stay up for 2 weeks, and new videos will come out every Tuesday at 11:30. If you have any trouble accessing the videos, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we will definitely connect you with those videos. And then the other program that started last week is one that I'm working with peer mentoring with our wellness ambassadors. So they are co-facilitating this program with me and my wellness staff. And essentially, it's just a group where we meet via WebEx, and it's just an open space for you to come to connect with one another, to connect with us. We're all going through this time together, and it's important to more than ever to connect and express what we're going through and our shared experiences and our shared feelings. And it can really go a long way with helping us all not feel like we're in this alone, but really come together and offer support to one another and just be with one another. So you can drop in at any time. Again, Nestor, it's not that flyer, it's another one, but it's also on our website, and you can go to it and go to that link, and you will be given the WebEx direct link for that week, and that is on Thursdays, every Thursday from 3 to 4 o'clock. So again, we will be having that tomorrow, actually. And then one program that is coming up that will be on Thursday, May 7th, is a sex education program. So we do have, here at Gutman, we have a sexual health task force. And I know many of you students have been involved and engaged in some of the programs that we've put out, whether that's STI testing or some of the sexual health panels and workshops that we've conducted. So we're having a virtual one, and we have a special guest who her specialty is in sexual health, and so she will be joining us, and this is just an interactive chat that you can get any questions you have answered. You can submit questions anonymously at the link that's on the flyer right there, and then in addition, if you have questions as the chat is live, you can ask them there, or you can still submit them anonymously, as I will be checking them and questions out loud.
Courtney,
Thank you so much, Courtney. I really appreciate your programming, your how much access you continue to have and support you continue to provide to our students. I just have a couple of quick follow-up questions. Can you give us just some overall tips of how students can stay healthy? I told students last week how, I maintained my routine. As you can see, I got up and got dressed today. Just so that I do some things that I might have done, 2-3 months ago. Exercising, trying to eat right, and things like that. So, can you give us some tips while students are, writing in questions that they might have for you, and maybe,
Yes,
get them
definitely.
thinking?
Yeah, definitely. I think, one of the primary things we all can do is just stay connected, and staying connected means also staying connected to yourself and checking in with you. That's incredibly important, especially for your mental health. And one avenue to plug another thing that wellness has, one avenue that you can do to kind of check in on yourself, and it's anonymous mental health screening that you can take. It's on the Gutman website at the wellness webpage. It's on there. We also have a flyer where it can take you directly to that link. Again, it's anonymous completely. I don't even know who's taking them or what the results are. It's simply for you to go on and in with yourself and really see how you're feeling. You may be wondering if you're struggling or if you need to reach out for help or what's going on. And this is just a way that you can do a check. And it's open to if you have friends or family members that want to check themselves. Again, it's online, it's completely anonymous, and it's on the wellness webpage. So one, I definitely think check in with yourself. Again, that could mean that check. It could also mean just spending time where you are maybe meditating or practicing mindfulness or journaling or art, where you're just checking in how you're doing, being about what you're feeling and not shoving those emotions to the side, and then connecting with other people as well. That's incredibly important, and it's important to express how you're feeling. We are, even though it can oftentimes feel like we're alone because we're not. We're all going through this together, and I think this actually demonstrates just how connected we really are. And so it's important to continue to open up those avenues of connection. And you can reach out to friends, family members in so many different ways now through the use. I know it does not replace being in someone's presence, but I'm very glad that we have that. And then, of course, you can reach out to one of us here at Wellness. We would love to offer support and to help and to listen and just assist in any way we can. So I think, being connected both to yourself and to other people is really important. I actually heard Charles Dean Pryor you say, and I believe Drew said this at the last one, but really what's helped me a lot is trying to stick to a routine. It provides structure for the day, and it really allows me to be intentional about each and every day. I think many times this time it can kind of feel like Groundhog Day, so having some sort of routine and structure I find to be really helpful. Those are a few things. I have more, but I want to take any questions, or if you have any questions.
Yeah, Courtney, I want to again thank you for that. I think the routine piece is absolutely important. But how do you break up your day? You talk about it being kind of like Groundhog Day, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And one of the things that the character did was he took time and learned the piano and did some other things. But how do you suggest folks kind of break up the day so that it doesn't really feel like they're living the same life every day? Because you want to have a routine, but you really want to also add some flavor. You know what I mean? Into the things that you do, so that it doesn't feel like a monotony. You know?
Right. Definitely. I think, for what I've utilized, and again, it varies from person to person, but what I found is a lot of my routine can stay now what it was before. That can give me something to anchor on. So I still wake up and still get ready for work. And while get ready may look and be a little bit different, I still go through that process, make my bed, all of those things before the workday starts. Have the work day in any way, and then I still try to engage in things that I did being connected before both this. To yourself so after work, I was really important. My computer started acting hard. Charles, you say, and I believe Drew said this at the last one, but in the home, but really what's helped me a lot is trying to stick to a routine. It provides structure for the day, and it really apartment building. There's allows me to be intentional about. I'll use that just to get some sort of movement in. That really helps, and just kind of feel like Groundhog Day. So having some sort of routine and structure, engaging I find people, and then playing. Those are a few things. So to kind of add that spice, as you were saying. I think it's helpful to plan fun events with friends. I know.
Yeah, Courtney, I want to again thank you for that. I think the routine piece is absolutely
Zoom party where she had everyone dress up.
But how do you break up your day? You talk about
on Zoom, and so it just made it a little different, and we weren't just in our loungewear all the time.
One of the things that
So
the character did was he took time and learned the piano and did some other things. But how do you suggest folks kind of break up the day so that it doesn't really feel like they're living
something like that to break
life
it up is also
every
helpful.
day? Because you want to have a routine, just because I want to be able to add some flavor, some time to talk to Lewis, and then also just some things that you do, so that it doesn't feel like a tips, advice,
right,
or message
that
you want to share with
I think
for
what I've utilized, and again, it varies from person to person, but what I found, the main thing is that I want a lot of my team can stay, that we are here for you, and that now what it was before, that can give me something to anchor on, so I still wake up and we are here and we want to support and help in any way that we possibly can, whether that's still go through that process with us or connecting you to different resources or to be a listening ear. We are definitely have the workday. And then I still try to engage in things that I did in any sort of way. So then on a larger sense, work, so much of the time it's kind of going back to the basics and again making sure that you are taking time for you and to connect with yourself, take time to connect with other people, engage in that, and not or I sometimes will not run by further the feeling of isolation by not connecting or building. Try to move when you can and uses, and so I'll use that just to get some try something new that you haven't that you've been wanting to. Can also be a way to add something to during this time.
Again, thank you so much, Courtney. I know you're going to
kind of add that spice, as you were saying. I think it's helpful to plan fun events with
thank you
friends.
so much
I
for
know
that,
one of my friends
look forward to yoga. You know, as long as I don't have to be on screen, I'll participate.
Where she had everyone dress up and we all ate dinner together on Zoom, and so it just made it a little different.
And
we weren't
continuing
just
to
in our
support you
loungewear
in
all the
your
time.
office and your
So
support
something
of
like that,
students. So
or
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Louis, my
Movie
man,
night with friends.
you're up to
Yes.
bat.
There are different apps that you can kind of watch movies together. Something like that to break it up is also helpful.
For Accessibility Services. Thank you for that, Courtney. Just because I thank you again, and your department for your leadership, and also just for some general questions, give you the opportunity to tell us a little bit about what's going on in Accessibility Services, or message that you want to share about this would be greatly appreciated. The litany of programs that you all have coming up.
Yeah, I think
and then
the main thing is that I want all you students to know that we are here for you and that
questions,
and
then we'll go from there.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
And we are here.
Yeah,
and we want
go
to
ahead.
support
We
and help
got you.
in any
All
way
right,
that we
we're good to
possibly
go. All
can,
right, so
whether that's
greetings
through
everyone,
services
and
with
again,
us or
thank you
connecting you to
for
different
having our
resources,
accessibility
or to be a
team at
listening
this
ear.
State of the Grizz
We are
event.
definitely
And so the
thinking of
Office of Accessibility
assist and support you in
assist students
any
with
sort of
disabilities
way.
in
And then
securing
on a larger sense,
accommodations
so
and
much of the time it's
services
kind
that
of
will
going back
promote
to the
success
basics
and
and
integration
again
into
making
the
sure that
college.
you are taking time
And
for
Government
you
Community
and to
College complies
connect
with the
yourself,
mandates
take time
created
to
by the
connect with
Americans
other
with
people
Disabilities
and
Act
engage in that and
and Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act.
not
And so students who
further
have
the feeling of
a
isolation by
documented
not
disability
connecting, and then
are
try to move
strongly
when you can
encouraged to
and
contact the
do maybe
accessibility
try
team in
something new
advance
that
of
you
their
haven't that you've been
enrollment
wanting to.
so
Can
that
also be a way
accommodations are in
to
place
add
on the
something
first day of their
during this time.
matriculation. So all the
Again,
students
thank
that
you
are
so much,
registered with the
Courtney.
Office of
I know you're going to
Accessibility,
continue to be
we
around
encourage them
for
to
the
submit their
remainder
testing
of
requests through Starfish
the
for
State of the Grizz, but
accommodations
thank
at
you
least
so
5
much
business
for
days
that.
before the
And
exam or the
look
quiz to
forward
receive their
to
accommodations.
yoga.
So that's something that I
As long as I don't have to be on
always
screen, I'll
remind students to
participate.
do because we
But
want students
I
to
look
receive their
forward to
accommodations and we
engaging
want to be there to help them
with you and
with their
continuing to
exams, with
support
their
you
quizzes,
and
and
your
anything else
office
that they
and
need
your
help
support
with.
of students. So thank you so much.
And so
Thank you so much.
April is
No problem.
Disability Awareness
Louis, my
Month.
man,
This is
you're up to
definitely
bat.
our most favorite time of the year. It is a time where we get to
Assistant
shine
Director for Accessibility
and bring the
Services.
message out there
I want
and
to,
bring this
thank
disability
you
awareness to
again.
everyone.
And
So
your
there are
department for your
numerous
leadership,
events that we're having
and give you the opportunity
in
to
honor of
tell us
Disability
a little bit
Awareness
about
Month
what's
and
going
some
on
other
in
events that
accessibility
we want to
services,
encourage students to participate
a
in.
little bit about
There's one of them. We're
litany
encouraging
of
students
programs that
to
you all have
take some
coming up,
time and have
and then
a
the Rex
movie
will leave some
time.
time
And
available
we
for
we
ask questions, for students to come
we
and ask
recommend these
questions,
4
and then we'll
movies.
go
There's
from
so
there.
many movies out there, and
All
that's
right.
one of my
Can
favorite
everyone
things to
hear
do
me?
is to watch movies.
Yeah,
But we
go ahead,
select
go
these
ahead.
4
We got you.
specific
All right,
movies.
we're good to go. All right, so
that greetings everyone, and again thank you for having our accessibility team at this
and we
State of the
encourage
Grizz
everyone
event.
to, when they have
And
time,
so the Office of
to
Accessibility,
check it out.
hopefully if you guys have Netflix, they're available on Netflix. Securing accommodations. We encourage everyone
and
to view
services
these
that will promote
these
success
movies
and integration into the college.
They have a
And
powerful
Government
message.
Community College
So
complies
that's
with
one
the
of the
mandates
things that
created
we've
by
been
the
promoting
Americans with Disabilities
We have our Disability
and
Through the
Section
Arts
504 of the
campaign,
Rehabilitation
and
Act.
our theme
And
is the
so
importance of
we-
inclusion
students who
for
have
people with
documented disability
and so we're
are
asking
strongly
participants
encouraged
to prepare
to contact the
3-slide
accessibility team
PowerPoint
in advance of their enrollment.
so
so
slide
that
1 would
accommodations
include
are
the
in
theme
place
and the
on the first
participant's
day of their
name.
matriculation.
Slide 2, as you
So
can see, is
all the
dodging
students that
digital
are
images
registered with the
related to
Office of
inclusion and
Accessibility,
disability.
we encourage them to
slide
submit
3,
their testing
one
request
paragraph
through
description
Starfish
of slide
for
2
accommodations
and
at
what
least
this
5
slide
business days
symbolizes
before the exam or the quiz to receive their accommodations. We would like students to submit their entry to accessibility remind students at government.cuny.edu. We want students to receive their accommodations. The due date is Thursday, April 30th. With their and the best part of this is that anything else that participants will be entered and so April is Disability Awareness gift card. This is definitely our most favorite time of the year. We have our CUNY Leads program where we get to shine and encourage students that are bring the message out there. Our students to register this disability awareness and get support. So there are jobs, numerous events career skill building, job search, cover letters, and resume of disability awareness and some other events that accessibility are interested in participating. There's one of them. Looking for a job. We're encouraging students to email our leads. I know the email is not clear, but it's leads at gutman.cuny.edu. And we will be here to support the students. The Reabilities Film Festival, actually, this event actually happened already. I'm hoping that people took advantage of this opportunity. It was a festival that happened March 31st through April 6th. It did happen already, but I'm hoping that people had an opportunity to attend. If there are more Reabilities festivals that are happening, we will share it with everyone as well. And yes, we have an Instagram page, and we encourage everyone to follow our GCC accessibility Instagram. It's GCC_accessibility. And we also work in partner. We also work as well with the Women's Resource Center, and we encourage you to follow our GCC Women's Resource page as well on Instagram. We also have the census, which Dean Pryor mentioned. And we want everyone to definitely fill out the census. We have to have our voices heard. And this is a great opportunity to ensure that we get the services that we need. And register to vote. Yes, we have a very important election happening. And the only way we're going to be able to make a change is if we register to vote. We encourage everyone, all students to register, everyone register to vote. The deadline is May 29th, and the link is cuny.edu/vote. And the deadline to change your address, if you need to register, is June 3rd. And our movie night, yes, we have our CCSD at Gutman Club is partnering with a bigger organization, CCSD, and we're having a movie night. It will be on Saturday, April 18th, and the information is there. I will be sharing it. We're gonna have a 7:30 movie reveal, and then chat. We're gonna be chatting with students as well, and the movie will begin at 8 o'clock. Movie is a surprise. You have to log in. You have to be in it to know what's going on. So that's the information for our CCSD at Gutman movie night as well. That's happening this Saturday. The other thing is we also had a trivia challenge event that we've been having as well. I don't know if Nestor has the slide, but we've been sending out some trivia. There it is. Yes, we've been sending out some trivia challenges, and the winners will be entered into a raffle for a $25 Amazon gift card. So we encouraging students, keeping them active. I know we have April 15th, but if we get more, we'll review, and it's a great opportunity to have fun and be engaged in Disability Awareness Month. And the questions for the trivia all are related to Disability Awareness Month. So it's a lot of great information there, and it's fun, and you get to learn at the same time. So it's kind of cool. The other thing I wanted to mention is I definitely want to give out some there's also some free, I think Courtney mentioned it, the free mental health screenings. There are free mental health screenings available for students. I don't know if Nestor has the slide. He may have it. I don't know if it's there, but I can tell everyone, if you can text WELL to 65173 for assistance if you need assistance with any support. And it's free confidential mental health support. And there's also a number where you can call. It's really simple. It's 1-888-NYC-WELL. And that's available for anyone that wants to utilize that service. And the next thing is we also have again, I want to give out some shout outs to I have some awesome shout outs here. I didn't want to forget anything, but shout outs to our CCSD Gutman fabulous co-advisor Sylvester Allen. He's been doing an awesome job helping the CCSD at Gutman Club, and helping us stay on point. And special shout out to our accessibility team. We're known as we are the A team. And so I want to give a shout out to my awesome accessibility team, the advising the advising team and wellness, and also assisting our students during this transition of remote learning. And also I want to give a shout out to our students, definitely, and our faculty who are doing a great job adjusting to distant learning. And just know that the accessibility team is here for you during this time. And again, I got to say it over and over, I'm very blessed to be working with our accessibility team. You guys are, I'm very fortunate, and we're in this together. So, thank you guys. I know some of our team is here as well. I believe all of our teams is here. Marcus, Martha, Marianne, Dominic, Crystal definitely is here as well. We're all here working together. Sylvester. We're all here joining the State of the Grizzly event. So I'm honored to be a part of that awesome team. And yeah, that's what I have for now. Yeah.
Louis, you
Thank you so much.
is coming through, so we're very excited, and I gotta say we're fortunate to have a team that the second this thing hit, you guys hit the ground running and have produced an incredible amount of content for our community. Based on what you're seeing, have students been taking advantage of the offerings? Have they been showing up in big numbers? What kind of things do we know about our student community as you've interacted with them through these different forums?
I feel that the students are definitely still adjusting. This is something very new to them. I don't know if it's new to all the students, but a lot of the students, this is something very new to them, this whole experience of remote learning. And I think that there are many that are engaged and are responding, but there's still some that are still working on trying to adjust to that. And so we're trying to do our best. I know our team we're doing a great job reaching out to students, constantly sending out emails, calling them. And I'm hoping that they're getting the messages. So we've had some great responses, but I know we could definitely do more, and we're gonna continue to do more, definitely.
Yeah, thank you for all of that, Louis.
Mhm.
I just want to say The King's Speech is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
It wasn't until a couple of years later that I, better understood some of the background and some of the ways that it reaches different audiences. I just have a real couple of quick questions, and then, we're going to do some transitioning. But, if a student wanted to, right now, we're in the middle of the semester, connect with your office, can you just really quickly tell me how they will go about doing that?
Yes,
Particularly
definitely.
through the virtual environment?
Yes. So what we encourage students to do is definitely email our accessibility team. If they're interested in receiving accommodations, we encourage them, if they have any form of documentation, to send it to us so we can review it and determine how we can best support them. So very common forms of documentation is the IEP. That's a very common one. The 504 ADA plan, we will look it over. If they have a educational evaluation, psychoeducational evaluation that they had done previously, they can send that to us as well. If for some reason they feel like they need accommodations and they've never experienced it before, and they feel like they have a disability and they're not sure, we can also connect them to evaluation sites that may assist them with getting documentation in this time. And we have that information as well. We encourage them to reach out, email to our accessibility services email so that we can review it. It's definitely a case by case basis. And we're going to have our, now for students that are incoming, that are now going to be starting to come to Gutman. We're going to have depot links. So all our forms are going to be online and accessible to students so that they can
Okay.
do it that way. And we'll review everything and we'll definitely make it happen.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you had mentioned before, but it went, a little faster than I think I was able to really keep track of. So if I'm a student and I have accommodations and I want to, or need to, I should say, or benefit from, is actually the better word, from extended time on a test or whatever it is. You said it's a 5-day waiting period. And do I email the accessibility at gutman.cuny.edu email address for that?
They no, so what we encourage students is to go on Starfish. There's a feature on Starfish. If they're registered for accommodations, there's a feature on Starfish where they can raise their hand, and one of the options will say I need testing accommodations. When they select that option, they fill out all the information of their exam, and they submit it, and we get the information. We make all the arrangements. We contact the professor, and we make sure that they receive their extended time and their accommodations for their exams. But for those that are not registered, they won't see that option if they're not registered with our Office of Accessibility. But the students that are registered, they should be able to see that option on the Starfish. That option will be available for them. And again, we encourage them to reach out to us to see how we can help them if they feel like they need accommodations.
That is all fantastic, Lewis. Thank you
Yeah.
again so much for important information. Like you said, a shout out to you and the accessibility team for really, along with wellness, kicking us off in
Yeah.
programming in a virtual environment. And it's helpful to know that all of the services through your offices and a number of offices remain available to our students. So thank you. And we really do appreciate it. So Nestor, I don't know if there are any questions from students, but we're right at 3:41 here, so I want to kind of stay on time and on track.
Yeah,
So if you have anything that came in
I
earlier or
I
not,
do. It's not questions. It is some content that just got sent out today. I'm going to post it up on the screen, and maybe you could give us some insight as to the historically black colleges and universities virtual tour that we're putting out there. This is something that traditionally we take a trip to these places, I believe, Dean. But this year we're unable to do so. But the Office of Advising and Transfer Support has created these virtual tours so that students can take a look at these institutions. We may have lost Dean Pryor. So,
I'm back.
okay, there you go.
You know, I, Sorry about that. Obviously, some technical difficulties, but thank you for sharing that. Thank you, and a big shout out to Atea Jackson and Keisha Daniels from the advising team and the whole advising operation for your tremendous support and leadership. But the HBCU and HSI virtual tours are available now online. All students received the blast email about this from Dr. Ambrose, our assistant dean for student services in that area. And what it gives students an opportunity is obviously we're in a position where we're not able to physically visit campuses, but the institutions on the list provide through a link an opportunity to review their campus, to see some of the spaces and places where you might possibly want to continue your educational journey. Also has information about application and process and things like that. It really is fodder for conversations or hopefully what's continuing conversations with your academic advisors. So it's a tremendous opportunity. Again, a new way to take a look and research things and really hopefully everyone will take advantage of it. I know alongside of the actual links and the virtual tours, Atea and Keisha will be hosting a session on Friday, the 17th, to help students process and discuss with them in a live environment or following up that via email about some of the programs and institutions that are on the list. So again, a shout out to the two of them and the advising team for a tremendous job in putting that together. and their leadership and continued support of students. And I think that it is a phenomenal opportunity since we were unable to go on our annual HBCU trip this year. It's a fantastic shot at looking at those institutions, what they have to offer, and I really hope that students will take advantage of those institutions as they were created or have begun to shift to be better institutions that support people of color.
Yep.
So please take a look, and I hope that we'll see some applications going out after, of course, participating in the session on Friday to get some questions answered that you might have, and you should have questions about an institution that you're going to transfer to continue your academic pursuit. So thank you, Nestor, for that, and again, shout out to the advising squad.
Yeah, and the other thing is that right now students are on a spring break, but there's still an opportunity when we talk about questions that they have about coursework and ensuring that they're on time. Peer mentoring is still hosting their chats and their meetups, and so we've posted that on the page right now. That's the image that we have, tinyurl.com/GCC hyphen the den. So that's another great offering. And finally, as we get towards the end, SGA has been in the action as well. We've hosted so far 2 SGA lives. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. we're going to be hosting the next SGA live, brought to you by Senator Narayan Ureña, who's going to be talking to us about video gaming, virtual online communities, gaming communities, and potentially the start of Gutman's entrance into the virtual video gaming world, which is something
Great.
that you yourself have been a proponent of. Although I'm not sure you're a gamer, Dean. Is that like?
No, I still have, and still probably twice a year play a PlayStation 1 that I purchased in 1996. And just a few years ago, I won't tell you what level of school I was in 24 years ago, but I will say that I'm not a gamer, but I understand the value in the virtual community that esports and gaming creates and facilitates for everyone. And we want to continue to investigate and interrogate whether that is available and a viable and a wanted option for our students. So thank you to Narayan for kind of kicking that off in this SGA Live event tomorrow at 3 p.m. But again, it's an area that I'm a proponent of. I'm just not a participant of as far as gaming and esports. So again, you're right. I'm not a gamer, but I do understand the importance of it and what the opportunity can build. So as Nestor said, it's at 3:47 right now. I want to take an opportunity again to thank our guests, Ms. Courtney Stevenson, Mr. Luis Gutierrez, and thank them for participating today, but more importantly, for what the offices that they represent continue to provide for our students. It is extremely important that students that you all know, I said it in my message a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to say it every time we have the State of the Grizz, we got your back. And we're here to support you, and we want you to be successful, not only in your academic pursuits, but in all the other facets of your life. And as those things arise and as you have challenges, know that the college is here to support you. I will continue to push out weekly messages every Monday, reminding you of that, kind of being your cheerleader as appropriate, but more importantly, making sure that you know that the college and the college community remains accessible to you for support and assistance for things that have a direct impact on your academic success, but more importantly, the things that also have a direct impact on your life. So thank you. It is a pleasure to participate in another State of the Grizz. Thank you to Nestor for being the co-host and logistical, master of this space. Because as you can see, I got booted and had to get back in, and he was right there along with me. So thank you to Nestor, and again, thank you to students that were able to log in here live, and a shout out to those that are going to watch this later.
Yeah.
Dean Pryor signing off.
Yeah. So thank you to everyone, Dean, from the home office in Orange, New Jersey, and over here in Brooklyn, New York. We hope that everybody's staying safe is staying sane, and is finding some measure of peace and zen in this madness. We're with you in spirit, and we just hope that we all get together sooner rather than later. So everybody have a blessed rest of the afternoon, and we'll be with you next week. Same bat time, same
Same
bat
bad
channel.
channel.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.